So when I was coming back from, so when I accidentally encountered my guru in Colorado in 1992, and I'm not really sure that I remember how I got there very well. I encountered members of the U.S. government, very high-ranking members of the U.S. government during that time, and I was brought back by an apparition who guided me somewhat, so that he was sometimes there and sometimes not there, and sometimes even manifested a little food for me sometimes, but it doesn't appear that other people could see him. But I was traveling with a gypsy that played along with these kind of hallucinations on a regular basis, especially because he was very instrumental in the development of the capitalization of party drugs. And quasi-gypsy Flanders kind of guy, and who had a house near where I live now, within an hour or so's drive, or less than that. And so this person was like Manjushri Yamantaka, who after I encountered my guru and he had to throw me out because of the persona that he was in. I think this was in Boulder, Colorado, maybe, where I ran into him. That he may have done something to send me some assistance. And then he manifested in a shape very similar to that of my mother, but I just don't think that he was actually there. And some of these occurrences, I don't even realize that these people aren't solid, aren't physical. But he told me that people are not telepathic. If you can hear other people's thoughts, it's because you're infected with, there's some kind of foreign object, a technology, or even another life form that facilitates the communication mind to mind. In that we have that here as a form of mold. And that I noticed in the Padmasambhava cave that they had prayer scarves hanging over a water spigot, and that people would travel there in order to be able to communicate with Padmasambhava. And then once you had been there, which I had physically been there in 1980, that ability to communicate. But we have that tradition here in America too, and in the area where I live now, which is where my female ancestors have lived for over 1,000 years.